We're here with Michaela Bartelt, Senior Localization Director, Electronic Arts. Michaela, Electronic Arts is a global interactive software company delivering games and content across the web to internet-connected devices.
Yes.
What are the types of titles that EA focuses on, and what is the localization process you use when you take one of your titles global?
Yes. So EA is very well known for its big franchises like FIFA, The Sims, Battlefield, Battlefront, the Star Wars franchise. But we also do a lot of mobile games. We have franchises like Plants vs. Zombies. We are essentially creating franchises that appeal to a global audience of various ages and genders as well. How do we localize that? So we take a decision at the beginning. We figure out what is the potential of the target market, what is the language proficiency, and from there we start the process of translation, speech recordings in most cases, and testing. In terms of translation, we often use a direct-to-translator model. We work with freelancers that we have known for many years for our specific languages and franchises. For speech recordings, we use recording studios in country. Obviously, we work with famous talents, with the FIFA commentators from the individual countries. Obviously, that's a very exciting process. And then we have a multilingual test center in Madrid that we run ourselves. So I would say in general, EA has a lot of ownership over the localization process. We outsource, yes, but a lot of the ownership and control over the process stays with us.
Okay, so as you run this process, yet consumer demands and preferences for games is changing over time. The devices they access and use the games is also changing. How is this impacting the localization process, and how is EA using technology and perhaps AI, artificial intelligence, to manage the localization process?
Yes. So one big change that we've seen coming and that we will see more and more is the move to live. So a localization project or a game used to be something in a box that you sell and you ship and forget. That's no longer the case. We have live services for all our games, which means for localization as well, that happens in parallel with development, the pace increases. And so we have to have a continuous setup for each franchise to deliver all the additional content. The scale of the content we will need to deliver in the future is also going to increase. And that makes us look into how can we automate more? How can we use machine translation? How can we use automated voice generation? What is the quality? What is it today? What will it be? How can we use an automated or a very selective testing process? So that is where I see us investing a lot more in the future.
Okay, so as you evaluate and test and then ultimately invest in these technologies and processes, how do you select which vendors to work with, whether it's in terms of the assessment and build, and do you buy and build and run it in-house, or are you working with external partners more on a software as a service model? How are you looking to invest?
So there are some very specific tools that are I would say connecting with our internal tool set that we would build ourselves, but there is always a build or buy decision that we go through. For technology, for things like machine translation or voice generation, we will obviously engage with the industry and not build this ourselves, because that's not where our expertise is, and there is so much expertise in the market. So our traditional vendor base for the model as it exists today will continue in some shape or form, but it will have to evolve. Translation will need to move to post-editing, and recording studios will have to evolve as well. So how do we select vendors, or how do we select partners for the big technology projects? I would say as everyone else, this is you need to figure out how do I form the best partnership? Who is willing to go into this new area with us? Because there's a little element of science fiction there. What we are trying to do here hasn't been done in that shape for entertainment before. So we're looking for partners that are willing to embark on that adventure with us.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Very welcome.